Hi, this is Olga. In this video we are going to talk about arrays. Arrays are a very useful thing and they are a collection of values that are stored as a single value. For example, let's imagine a book. Books consist of chapters, so for example we have 4 chapters. Chapter 1 have header the beginning, chapter 2 have header the first day, chapter 3 the last day, and the 4th chapter has header the end. And we can not store them as 4 single properties. We can create one with name book and it will contain all 4 chapters. For example, this one you can write it this way, and on the way to create an array you should use brackets at the beginning, and at the end you should write names separated with comma. So this is a way to create an array, and array can consist only properties of one type. So if for example you will write that, I don't know, number 4, and then you try to add this number to your array, you will see an error because only the same type in one way. And you can create arrays this way by adding some values, or you can do it the same way with other variables. I'm going to say book 1. To declare a type, you should again use brackets at the begin and end, and you can write something like this. If you write let book 1 colon and then brackets, and inside brackets you have int, this means that book 1 is an array of integers, and you can write values here. So now you create a book array. When you write it, you can see on the right the initial values. You can not only create but also use values of array to do that. For example, we have book array, print value of book array. We can do something like that, and then I print it, I see the beginning. You may notice that I use 0 here. What I do, I address index in my array, and array indexing is start from 0. So if I have book array, chapter 1 is at index 0, chapter 2 is at index 1, chapter 3 is at index 2, and chapter 4 is at index 4. And if, for example, I try to address index 4, I run it now, we will have an error because index out of range. Our book array has only 4 values and the last index it has is 3. If you try to access index 4, your program will crash. So be careful about what index you try to access. The same thing with integer array. If you try to access it, for example, I try to use book 1 index 1, what value will I have now? Of course I will have 2, because 1 at the 0 index, 2 at the first index, and 3 is the second. You can practice now by yourself and create some string or integer array and try to access it. To access it, I haven't mentioned you should write an array name, then brackets, and an index inside brackets. So here we are. Please have some practice.